Hello all, welcome to Hacker Associate and OWASP certification program of NC Web Attack and Security. In this hacking episode, we are going to learn about file fuzzer. It means how to fuzz any web application. I am Harshad, founder and CEO of Hacker Associate. Let's begin. So in this hacking episode, we are going to learn about file fuzzer. So let me go to the presentation. So first, we understand what is fuzzing. So fuzzing is a great method to identify a bug in web application. As per OWASP ZAP definition, fuzzing or fuzz is a black box testing technique which basically consists in finding implementation bug using a malformed and semi-malformed data injection in an automated fashion. ZAP is great open source proxy tool able to fuzz any kind of application in automated manner. And we have already seen like the power of the ZAP, and we have already seen like in our previous classes like how to perform manual penetration testing and how to perform automated penetration testing. And how to invoke the tools, how to invoke like some add-ons, third party like add-ons, how to integrate there, everything we have learned in our previous classes. So let's see like how to use like Zep first function. So you have to go to the tool section and you can check for the further option. So here in this case our requirement is very simple, just like we have done in our previous classes. We require like Mozilla Firefox, which is here. This is my Firefox up and running, and here you can see this is my OS ZAP proxy up and running, and here is my ZAP. And here which I'm talking about, you have to go to the tool, you have to go to the option, and once you go to the option, here you can see this is the fuzzer. This is actually the fuzzer, and this is the default category of the fuzzer. So when you click here, you can see there are many categories are available here. Inside the ZAP, you can see we have a SQL injection, we have a URI exploit, we have a user agent, we have a web server, XML injection, XPath injection, and so on. So I will recommend I will recommend you can go to this particular category. It means you can go to this particular option. It means like this add-ons fuzzer, and then you can go to the default category and you can just check what are the options are available under this section. And in my PDF I have mentioned the popular one. So if you go to the presentation back, so you can see here is the option and here is a like category. We can check it here and follow the red circle to find the fuzzer option and read all the setting once you click on the fuzzer. Not we have to note here like one thing is there is no need to change anything, by the way. So in this fuzzer setting, default category is set to Durbuster, and you can change anytime according to your requirement. And same the tool, the Durbuster is already available in the Kali, and this is the first category. So as we have seen fuzzer option in our previous section, in this chapter we are going to discuss about the first categories. So first categories, you can see we have a Durbuster, FuzzDB all attack, FuzzDB business logic attack, FuzzDB disclosure directory attack, FuzzDB rejects regular expression, FuzzDB email attack, then control characters, disclosure shorts attack, disclosure local path attack, word list user password, SQL injection, buffer overflow, and many more. There are many categories are available, and ZAP is rich in like in fuzz categories. Like these categories it's rich. And here what we have to do is we can select anything. So right now like I will work on a cross-site scripting, but if you want to perform a SQL injection and you want to fuzz any application related to anything, you can check like the default categories and you can select it accordingly to the particular application. So what I'm going to do is, you can see here this is a screenshot which I taken. There will be an option for SQL injection and so on. And to begin with the particular lab, you have to invoke a ZAP proxy and enter URL to attack. And I'm using ZAP in the standard mode, so you can just check it here. This is my ZAP which is already in the standard mode, and we need a URL to attack. So let me just click here and just type here any URL 0.webappsecurity.com. So you can use same application whatever I had taken here. So if you want to practice with me right now, you can right now go to the automated scan and you can simple just type this particular URL for attack. Now simple, I just go here and just click on this button, attack, and it is telling like I have to select for the spider. So let me check, okay, like afterwards, because here if I select attack button, here you can see you need to select one of the spider. So I will use, okay, like traditional spider, okay, and then attack. So check the alert properly, okay. Alert will tell you everything what you have to do, okay, with this particular application. So it is telling, okay, like use some any of the spider. So I have used, okay, like traditional spider. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to fuzz the application. So here you can see, okay, I have selected traditional spider and this is my standard mode and here is the URL to attack. So even if you want to add this URL in scope, you are free to add this website, okay, in scope. And we have already seen, okay, how to add application in scope. So I'm not going to repeat, okay, here in this particular session. And if especially if you are analyzing, okay, like process scripting, you can always look Ajax spider. It is little bit slow as compared to traditional spider, but is very effective in case of cross-site scripting, which we already seen in our previous classes. Any parameter you want to fuzz, just right click and send to the fuzzer and select appropriate fuzzer according to your choice. So first what I can do is, okay, if you want to add this application in scope, what you can do, you can simple right click. Let me just select here, right click and go to the including context, and here is you can see new context, and let me click here, okay. So this is the application in my scope. Now what I can do, I can just click on this button. You can see this is the application, okay, which I want to analyze, and it's still okay. Active scan is running. It is 37%. It is done. And what I can do is I can simple right click on attack and just try here, okay, Ajax spider. When I just click here and just simple start scan. So you can see here is this particular scan. It means this particular spider is a little bit slow as compared to the traditional spider. And here you can see there are many parameters. Okay, you can see it crawl, and these are the all links. And if you want to fuzz any application, you can select from here. For example, let's say this is the application. You can see the connection, the responses. You can see this okay. So when I click here this button, and I will just drag this side, and you can see this is the payload. Okay, like automatically ZAP is injecting, and just like, okay, we had seen in our bub suite cases, right? So last time when we have invoked a bub suite and we have installed access as validator, then okay, automated, okay, like the access validator have injected the payload inside this particular, okay, like the section. It means the injection point. Same way we are going to inject, okay, like the payload here. Okay, this part, okay, is our injection point, like search term equal to this. So what I can do is I can simple right click, and here, okay, we have option for fuzzing. So you can simple right click and you can send to the fuzzer. So let me check, okay, if I have option here or not. So let's wait, okay, a little bit, because it is like still running 46%. And this is the Ajax spider, and you can see in our Ajax spider, you can see we got a vulnerability which is in highest alert. These are all medium, and you can see these are all medium. And if you go, this is the high vulnerability on this particular page, if you can check it out. So this is the page, and here you can see this is the page, and we have a high vulnerability. It means high alert. So if you go a little bit this side, and you can see this is the high. And if you go a little bit down, you can check almost, okay, like each and every page is, okay, like it is vulnerable. You can see we have a alert here medium, and here is the connection, okay. This you can see this is the found sign in page is available now under this particular parameter. So even you can check it here. Let me check if I'm able to copy the URL. So you can see copy URL to the clipboard, and let me show you in Google Chrome. So this is the sign in page of this application. When you press enter, and you can see this is the sign in page is available, right? This is how, okay, like you can identify the all pages related to the particular application. Now what I have to do is I have to fuzz the application. So I'm looking for, okay, like the parameter. This is actually the parameter, and I can check for the request. Okay, you can see this is the sign in page, by the way, but I have not selected here. You can see this is the page I have selected, and this is the response. Okay, so what I can do, I can check. Okay, so here, okay, is that is the thing. So let me go a little bit this side. This is the search term. and here you can see this is the page, search term equal to zap. So we have all the information here available. Okay, so what I can do is I can simply go to this section. I want to fuzz this parameter, okay, this parameter only. After the search term, we have a zap. So what I can do is I have selected this parameter from this random string, okay, from my left hand side. So I selected, okay, like you can see the option is coming call as get search.html. What I have done is I have just click on this particular, okay, like parameter, it means this particular section or this particular page, and you can see this is the get request, and here you can see here it is a search term equal to zap. I want to fuzz this parameters. What I can do, I can simple right click and simple click here fuzz. So when I click here fuzz, why I am doing this thing, because this is still running. When it is done, okay, then directly you can fuzz from this section here, and I can select it, and we can see here we can select the fuzz. So you can see this part is added. Now if you want to fuzz this application, what you can do, you can select the payload from this section. This is the payload, and you want to add, you can simple edit here, and you can select, okay, here, okay, file fuzzer. This is a file fuzzer, and I'm going to select cross scripting. So let's check, okay, you can see there are many injection, and let me look, okay, like for XSS, you can see this is XSS cross scripting. So it will check all these parameters. What I can do is I can select this one. Okay, so you can see we have all these particular payloads are available here, and you can simple edit here. So now you can see our file fuzzer is added. Just click here OK, and you want to check for the processor, you can just click here the processor. So this is the processor section. So right now, okay, didn't came anything, so let me cancel it and click here OK. So now you can just try to click on this button processor and check it out. So you can see this is the processor, and you are encoding and UTF-8, and this is all current payloads. You can see here this is all current payload. So even if you want to edit, you can edit also. So right now I'm just closing everything, just close OK here, again close. Now if you want to start, okay, like this fuzzing, it means if you want to start the fuzzer, I have selected already. What I can do is I can simply click on this button, start fuzzer. So let me click here, start fuzzer, and you can see under the fuzzer section you will see all the result, and it is very fast. You can see 28% is already done, now 46%, and now you can see it is reflected. We got a vulnerability. So I am waiting for this result. Okay, just wait for, okay, like 10 seconds. So it is done. So now what you can do is, so let me drag to this particular section to the upper side, and you can check. So we have first this parameter zap, and you are able to check the responses. You can see we have all responses, connection, you can see the OK came, right? And here is the state, the highest alert, and you can see the state. So if you can check here, okay, this part, okay, is injectable. It means you can see is reflected. So these are payload, and this is reflected. So it means, okay, like this parameter, it means the search term, okay, it is vulnerable. Okay, this parameter is vulnerable. How we get to know? Because it is state is reflected. It means the cross scripting, okay, reflected. And if you go a little bit, okay, you can section, you can see this also reflected. And let me check, okay, like what exactly is the URL. So here you can see we have the request. This is the request going on, okay, after such parameter. So what you can do is you can copy this one, okay, and this is the parameter search term equal to, let me copy. So I'm just trying to copy this parameter. Let me type Control C and then go to the Firefox, go to my online notepad. This is how, okay, you can fuzz any application, and we got, okay, result, and it is 100% vulnerable on this particular parameter. So our parameter is the search parameter. So let me drag somewhere, let me go to the Google and I'll paste there only. Only thing is we have to just analyze manually. So this is the parameter. So I have to copy from this section here, and I will go here this section and then press enter. So here, okay, if you write anything, let me just type over here script, and then here we have alert, and here we have a high, sorry, high. You can write anything, whatever you want to write, and then script. So let me press enter, and you can check it is vulnerable or not, and you can see the result right now is not reflected here. But if you see in this section where we have used here, it is showing okay, like it is injectable because the response okay. It means maybe somewhere okay in their particular parameter this is vulnerable for cross-site scripting. So here you can see what payload okay he have used in this section. So you can just go to the responses. So the payload okay used by this section is this. So if you go a little bit this side, this is the payload. Okay, this is the state. Let me go drag this side, and you can see this is the payload. Okay, this is the payload which automatically injected by our fuzzer. So how I did it, I simple okay went any of the random parameter from this side, and I simple right click on this particular section. So example, let's say if I want to fuzz this particular parameter, so I selected okay up to this particular thing up to 27. Okay, and then I will send okay right click here, and then you can see we have fuzz here. So just click on fuzz particular thing, example like that, and you can see this parameter is selected, and you can simple go to the payload, you can go to the add, you can select the particular okay like file fuzzer which is here. So I have selected file fuzzer, and then okay whatever the particular fuzzer you require the files, like so you can go to the jpro fuzz, and I have selected XSS, but you are free to use any section. So if you want to fuzz application for this particular payload SQL injection payload, you can select it directly, tick mark, and you can select the payload. And after that okay like you can simple edit here, and then you can simple click on this button start fuzzer. This is how okay you can fuzz the applications. Okay, so I'll give you one task to you. So I have okay implemented okay like the attack on 0.webappsecurity.com. You can go to testfire.net and identify which parameter is vulnerable. You can try to fuzz the any parameter. Okay, like you are free to use okay anything. Just report me okay like what vulnerability you have found and what parameter you have found okay like for fuzzing, and just show me the state. Okay, it is the highest alert, or what is the state, is it reflected or is it DOM based or whatever it is. So you just try and have a look and just report to me. This is the assignment for you for a today's session. So let me just revise what we have done is, so you can see this is the default context. It means the scope. So you are free to use. If you want to add website in scope, you can go and you can add website in scope, otherwise leave it. And you can see I found search parameter which is accepting any value, and I got a response 200. Okay, after that you can see I went to here only, and you can see this is search term www.google.com, and here you can see this is spidering, and I am inside the spider, and you can see this parameter I found here. So let's have a look request and response. So this is the request where this is the URL. You can check it here, and I have first this parameter after search term equal to, and this is the response where okay we have a connection. Okay, and what I have done is you can see this is a medium. Okay, so I have checked my message box and I found many flags which you can see here, and right click on the URL, send to the fuzzer. So if simple, you can right click here and you can send to the fuzzer. So even if I will show you here, okay, this is the spider. So example, let's say if I go to any of the parameter, let's say right now okay here I don't have any parameter for injection, but this is the parameter we have. Just right click, okay, and send to the fuzzer, this section. So right now in my case is already selected, so you can okay directly right click and send to the fuzzer. So you can see here okay this is the medium, and then the messages box. So this is my message box. Here you can see this is the message box, and here this is spider, this is the message box. Let me drag to the upper side, and what parameter we want for injection you can simple select it here. This is the search term, just right click and just send to the fuzzer. So we have, you can see the right click is enabled now, and if you want to fuzz you can check for the fuzz option here and send through the fuzzer. And you again you want to spider, you want to attack on this particular parameter, you can simple click on the attack. These are the all particular things are available here, you can see here, right? These are all options okay available under this section. So as per screenshot, you can go to this option. You can see the option okay like this is coming, file fuzzer. Okay, right now I'm not able to see any option here, but if you can select this side, this is the zap parameter. You can simple right click and you can just click here fuzzer, because the same request okay is available here. Now you can see here okay like I have added the same thing whatever we had done till now, and then I went to the payload section and I have selected okay like the jbrowse, which is here file fuzzer, and this is the attack, and I selected XSS. Okay, you can select any payload. Okay, and I have selected XSS from the list, and you can see preview from the bottom of the panel, and you can see these are all selected. And after that okay I simply click on this button, start fuzzer, and my fuzzer is started. So you will see error messages okay send in current process under the fuzzer section. So example, let's say this is the fuzzer and it is still in progress. When it is done, you will see each and everything okay will be under the fuzzer section. So we have selected okay like such parameter for the fuzz, and in automated manner and analysis the state of the application. This is the conclusion okay of the particular fuzzer whatever we have done till now. So see the previous screenshot, you will find the state reflected right hand side under the state section, and I got 3 flag from the fuzz output, and we can say that the web application is vulnerable. And we can search for the right parameter for the fuzz, perform injection, check for the result. As just now we have done. In this section, I have demonstrated how to fuzz any application and parameter injection. And in my case, I had taken a random parameter for injection based on the request and the response. Okay, so you can just have a look to this particular application or try on another application. And this is the another topic okay which I want to discuss today. This is the advanced port scanning using a ZAP proxy. So little bit okay like we'll rewind it what we have done till now. So in this particular part what we have done is we have learned okay like what exactly is the fuzzing, how to fuzz the particular application, and what are the options okay available okay under the OWASP ZAP framework, how to invoke that option, how to select that option, and how to perform a fuzzing on the application. This is how okay we have understood okay till now. Now in this particular case okay like we're going to see how to perform advanced port scanning using a ZAP proxy. So as you know already, a port scanning play a major role in penetration testing, and we have already discussed okay in our hacking phases. So you know our hacking phases: information gathering, vulnerability analysis, deep vulnerability analysis for newer technology, payload and exploit. So I have already covered this section. I'm not going in the deep of the meaning of this particular hacking phases. We have already covered okay in our previous classes. So information gathering means okay we are collecting information about the remote target like IP, operating system, port, services running, firewall, etc. And using ZAP, we can easily identify open port and services running on the server. Port scanning technique is used by the security engineer, penetration tester to audit server or nodes for the vulnerability. What we are doing is okay, like we are putting a ZAP in the middle, and this is the client and this is the server. Okay, so example, imagine okay, like this is my pencil. Okay, is my server, and this is the phone. Okay, is my client. In between, okay, we have a proxy. So as you can see here, okay, in this presentation, so we have a request and we have a response, right? This is the client, this is server, this is the proxy. So whatever we are going to do with the client, each request we are able to monitor, and each response we are able to monitor. So port scan technique is used to discover exploitable communication channel and send client requests to the range 1 to 65,535 of the server port addresses on a host and find out the open port. And this option we have already seen there, right? Example, let's say if you go a little bit down this side, so example, let's say this website, I want to scan for the open port. You can simple right click, you can go to the attack, you can see there's option for port scan. So once you click here, okay, you are able to identify what ports are open on this particular application. So you can use okay like Nmap or Zenmap. Okay, these are the all popular tools are available for the port scanning, which is available in Kali and is already inbuilt in Kali Next 2020 or latest version. You can use it. There are many open source tools are available for a port scanning, but you need to download all tool in your system Like ZAP alone can execute any task like scanning, vulnerability assessment, payload injection, and exploitation. What you can do, okay, to do the practical, which I am going to cover, okay, in our coming part. Okay, so in the next session, okay, I'm directly start from this point of view. Okay, like how to scan, it means how to integrate, okay, like Kali Linux tool, okay, inside the OWASP ZAP framework. This is our topic, okay, for tomorrow session. I hope this video is informative for you. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great day ahead.